What is going on, everybody? We're back once again with another edition of Wrestling Republics off the air immediately following NXT. I'm stoked to be back. I unfortunately had to miss some weeks. I was here last week. We have the whole crew in the building this week. And I got to give a monster shout out of the gates, though, to our Tuesday Night Delight himself. Get those twos up, especially because he hosted the daily for me multiple weeks, the last few weeks, all of that. And he's here and he's ready all the way from the DMV. Shoddy, monster shout out. Thank you. And good to have you as always.
My poor Tatum Paxley was not on TV today. Anyways, what's going on, guys? I'm happy to be here doing double duty, and no problem, bro. It's always a treat being able to host these post Raw episodes. It was a great one today. If y'all haven't watched it, peep it. And yeah, man, it was definitely interesting episode of NXT tonight. But I won't go too much into it right now. Let us get to these topics. But let's get it.
No doubt. Let's get it. As always, and speaking of getting it, we've got, like I said before, the usual crew in the building, but I got to send this one out to Louisville, Kentucky, because it's that guy you might want to think about believing in. Dryzzy.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dryzzy is in the building. Hold your twos up.
Absolutely.
Let's go. I got a pen now. I do pen stuff. I'm a pen guy.
He's a pen guy. I like that, dude. I am with you on
that. I'm old English. I write with a feather and ink.
Feather and ink. Is that a quill?
All right, Alex. All right, Alexander Hamilton.
He's got a quill.
Throw them twos up. Well, salute to y'all in the comments. I'm seeing a lot of twos, man.
If you had speaking of twos, Bobby Batito with the 2. We've got the deuce up from Coach 23. Twos up from Joseph Martin as well.
Deuces,
I will say though,
deuces.
Also, if you had Quill on your bingo card tonight, being referenced with the feather pens by Shad, check that one in.
Yeah,
big winner. We've got the big winner.
Money out here, man.
Next thing you're gonna be he writes about candlelight.
Oh, salute to Tink 23 also throwing his deuces up on IG.
Twos all day, all the twos. It's the Tuesday night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's Tuesday night. Okay, but no joke, my friends. We're firmly on this road to WrestleMania. Like very firmly, like tires down, the whole 9. We're driving. We're in the fast lane. There is no fast lane this year.
Can we say that now?
No, we can now, right? Yeah, we can use that cliche because there is no fast lane this year. But we're in it. We're on the way. We've also got Stand and Deliver on the way. This was wicked. This was wicked in a lot of ways because we talked about this while watching it, as we always do before we bring you guys this show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny. This did feel like a skosh of a walkover show in some ways on the road, but we still built to some big stuff.
It's the calm before the major storm.
Yeah,
there we go, Dre.
We can't give you home runs every single episode. Sometimes
it's like there's rising action and there's falling action. Right now, this is rising action. We ain't get to the top just yet. Next week is the just before you hit the climax, which is the big show. So you just gotta it's the part where you're prepping the steak before you put it on the grill. You got to let it get warmed up. Like everything ain't gonna be hot cooked just like that.
I could not agree more. So we usually start with the main event, but I feel like tonight we just go top to bottom. Let's
Yeah.
start with the opener. Let's talk about Dijak and Sean Spears. I watched this one in a chair on my phone, but I did truly enjoy it. I was fascinated by this match in a
Mhm.
lot of different ways because number one, I had almost no doubt in my mind when I realized that this would be the curtain jerker that Sean Spears would go over. And doubt was created throughout the match. And in some weird way, every single move he kicked out of, the big boot, the choke slam, the sit out choke slam, until we hit that, what you would call it, the
Feast your eyes.
feast your eyes. Thank you. Yeah, there we go. Burning hammer, the version of the burning hammer. Um, I did not have any belief that Dijak would go over in this match, but he did, even despite Gacy's interference. And I'm wondering, what does this mean for essentially the Dijak trajectory out of here? Because Sean Spears has been treated like one of the biggest signings you could have. Drizzy, I'm going to ask you first. Dude, is Dijak about to have another title push here? Are we about to see the rebirth of Dijak? Because we all know how good he is.
I don't think we're getting a. I wouldn't call it a rebirth. I would definitely say it's a change of pace. We haven't seen this. I don't know. I've seen glimpses of the first version of Dijak in this match. I definitely was not on my bingo card. Yes, he's the heel, and I think he should still be a heel, but he played babyface in this match, and it was not disappoint. It wasn't disappointing in any way. I enjoyed it. If it makes like for the match that he's getting ready to be in, he's the guy that you want to root for. And this really built to that. Not like I could see him going back to the main roster and possibly even going back to his original gimmick before he developed the Sin City attire and started brooding over NXT like he was Batman or something. I'm enjoying the transition of Dijak becoming face Dijak. He may even get his first name back. I don't know. I don't know if they
Yeah.
like giving. I don't know if they like giving names back. Because if that's the case, Big E been protesting that for some years now. But this has not been. This has been a enjoyable ride to be on. Watching Dijak just have banger matches on TV, on PLEs. He might even get a title match before he heads back up to the main roster. But it has been a very good ride with Dijak lately.
I mean, we know how good he is bell to bell too, right? It is cool to see. And I'm really stoked actually that he did go over.
Mhm.
It felt like a bit of a tease, like, oh no, Spears is gonna have the comeback. Remember, he reached for the chair. There was
Mhm.
a lot of stuff at play there. Um, Shot, I gotta ask you about the Dijak stuff. It,
Mhm.
it is this a route to maybe North American title again? Is it a route back to the NXT World title? Is it a
Mhm.
route to the main roster? But either way, this Spears debut was treated as such a big deal.
Yeah.
And
Um.
to have his first loss be to Dijak is so telling.
Right. Um. Yeah. It's interesting. I'm not too upset with him losing. Off of two reasons. One, Dijak obviously is in position. To have that North American Championship match at Stand and Deliver with another gentleman that we're going to talk about later on tonight, and the champion Obafemi. So it's important for Dijak to, stream out some wins so he looks like a viable competitor. Granted, Dijak is probably one of the best people on the roster. He's viable off of that alone. But I mean, it adds more stakes to it and makes it more of a meaningful aspect, especially with Dijak. He's kind of been able to pick up some wins, but it's also, we can't ignore how Sean Spears lost. A lot of it is due to Joe Gacy and we're gonna go into a program with him and Joe Gacy, which is gonna be interesting. I mean, they both kind of have a little bit of a lure to their characters. They're
Yeah.
both kind of like darker, creepier type of characters, and it can be something really masterful given the opportunity and time. Sean Spears is new there. I think it's good for him to kind of develop, mix it up with different people. He's a veteran too, so it is two veterans going against each other. But I'm not mad at it. Mad at it. In the direction of Dijak, man, it's something that I'm not sure because the guy's just so talented. Um, and I don't he's so good enough to be on the main roster. I think he's a guy that you can literally have for your mid card titles. And I think the most important thing about him is that we had to, get off that icky paint that Vince McMahon coated him with that entire what was the retribution, right?
Retribution.
Slapjack, knick-knack,
T-bar.
paddywhack, give a dog a bone, whatever his name was, right?
Yes.
That we had to get that off. And him and Mace were in a weird like the T-bar. It was T-bar, my bad. We had to get all that
T-bar.
off, and it's gone now. He's back to who he is. He's a beast. He's incredible in ring. If he got an opportunity to get back onto main roster, I would not be mad. If you still kept him on NXT, I don't think he's gonna get the NXT North American title just yet because I think Oba's got a dominant reign that he needs to go through. But if he becomes a potential NXT champ, I'm not mad at that either. If you're asking me what I would like to see him get an opportunity after Mania on the main roster. I think
I
with
like that.
Raw, there's a big mid card division there. There's a good intercontinental opportunity there. Why not? Why not be a potential competitor with Gunther, right? Or
Absolutely.
or Sammy if he gets it. So
Talk about
Ooh.
somebody that could easily work with Gunther. That is a
Ooh.
call of calls here too. And we have a
Mm.
ton of comments, and I don't want to stay on Dijakovic too much longer, but I do have to throw in some other ones. Bobby Petito added NXT stand and deliver season. Yes, sir, my friend. Absolutely. Shout out Bobby. Coach 23 added this week was similar with SmackDown. Last week, then boom, Raw happened. Something big is definitely brewing next week. I am in agreement on that. I'm not totally sure how much it affects NXT, but it might.
I think
And
next
that
week
would
is
be
gonna be an all
interesting.
timer. We're gonna have the
Okay.
Trick and Mellow segment next week, and there's some good matches. I think we're gonna have a strong episode next week. I think they're gonna pack it heavy for the go home show to stand and deliver.
Very.
Absolutely. And then I promise we're done talking about Spears and Gacy, but Bobby Petito added,
Oh
I'm
man.
interested in a singles match between Joe Gacy and Sean Spears. So am I. Spears versus Gacy is going to be awesome. Coach 23. Then this is the one I've been waiting to read and I've been excited about. Thank you so much, Coach 23, for commenting. Since Dijak's name is Dominic, he might be the Nick to Tom and Nick Mysterio. Just reaching. That would be
I don't know if you're
delightful.
reaching. That makes sense.
But I'm
That's
also
not a
thinking
bad. That's not a bad aesthetic.
it's not bad. But I'm also thinking, why don't we give him back Donovan Dijakovic? Let's go way back in time. If we're going to
Yeah.
send him back up to the main roster, why don't we make him Donovan, not Dominic, because both have existed. Donovan Dijakovic, the guy that took Brian Danielson to the brink. That dude. Let's
Ring of
see.
Honor guy.
Let's see that dude, because I think that is a choice as well. Andrew Bradley added, "What's good, gentlemen? Good to have you. Thank you so much." Michaela Bell, hey everyone, thank you as
Hello,
well.
hello.
Okay, let's
Go baby. Go baby.
do. What'd you say? Oh,
Getting
No,
interrupted.
my apologies. A kid
No.
ran in here. A random kid just came in here, kissed me on the cheek, and left. I don't know what's going on.
we had a run in. Shout out to the Martin kids. Monster shout out.
Yeah.
Best kids in Kentucky by a mile. We all know that. Let's talk though, about Thea Hale and Jasmine Nix. This match is cool. Two prospects. Thea Hale, we know, youth. Hey, she was in Chase U. Chase U product. Straight out Chase U.
Yeah,
Well,
she signed an NIL deal.
turns out Jasmine Nix is West Virginia soccer player too.
Yeah, Mountaineer, baby. Let's go.
Straight out of West Va. No doubt Big 12. Stand up. Let's go.
Steve
Big
Slayton, Pat
12
White, what
athlete
up?
all day. Pat White. Now
Hell,
we're talking.
right. Whoa.
The
Now we
GOAT, the
hit
GOAT,
the
the
lefty.
GOAT, the GOAT,
The
Tavon
lefty.
Austin. That's the GOAT, though.
You know, he
Hey,
was drafted by the Angels, by the way, too. Local.
Yeah,
He did. Baseball player as well.
Kevin White, too, man. We got some.
Kevin White. Oh, man.
My bad. I can literally just name random
We're
West
breaking the
Virginia.
Bears' heart.
Yeah, sorry. We'll leave it at Tavon
Oh,
Austin. Sorry.
man. Oh, man. At least at least you didn't say Huggy Bear. I'm just
Right.
kidding. Anyway, that's the end of our West Voss segment. Let's talk though about Thea Hale and Jasmine Nix. Fun match. Thea Hale, seriously, how far she's come in NXT. Just waiting on what the plan is on the main roster. I think there's plenty more work to be done on NXT for her. And I don't mean that in creating a better character or anything else like that. What she accomplished today as a 22-year-old
Like
carrying
20,
this
21, yeah.
carrying this match from where she started,
Yes.
nothing short of impressive. Thea Hale is going to be a force to be reckoned with. She has staying power. She not only has charisma, but she is here to stay in the ring and has figured it out. She carried a rookie, and that is no knock on Jasmine Nix. Jasmine Nix could end up being a huge superstar too. But what happened tonight was Thea Hale took her through a televised segment on the USA Network across the country in the United States. And to me, that always means a bunch. Shad, I got to ask you about it first. Thea Hale Chase U. Maybe
Yeah,
not what it once was, but
Gunter who? We gotta talk about the real ring general. Thea Hale. Yeah. I like that. Not in all seriousness, I like the continuation of this entire feud that we will eventually get the Thea Hale versus JC Jane blow off match. It also bled through a bunch of other women who have feuds with the Mean Girls. I like to call them JC Jane. She's channeling her inner like bad girl, like a bad girl version of Regina George. And then you know, Izzy Dame and Kiana. I thought it was cool. Regarding the match, yeah, I mean, you got to grade it on a curve, right? Jasmine Nix, aka Sky Red, that is what I'm gonna call her now. Sky Blues multiverse character on NXT. Sky Red. I thought she had a solid show, and there's things that she's gonna need to work on an in-ring basis. I think selling is one thing she needs to really improve on, but she did well. She's athletic. She is, like you said, a collegiate athlete. Uh, you see the athleticism entrance wise. Cool entrance. Got a little hand gestures and showing her athleticism on that. I think she's gonna be in a good place with JC Jane, kind of as her uh sidekick to the point. But Thea Hale, I'm here to give her flowers because she does deserve her flowers. This is a girl who is developed a lot, and you see the development week upon week, year upon year. She's very, very good at character work for someone as young as she is. She's playing the child hyperactive kid to a T. You're seeing her go through different avenues within the gimmick, and it's worked out well. She's a person, and I agree to your point, has still untapped potential. The
yeah.
ceiling is still up there. She's got a lot more to it. And I agree. I would keep her in NXT because she's kind of like set in stone nice for NXT. She fits the TV program of what they like to do with backstage
Mhm.
segments and storylines. Like she's got a very comfortable spot, and what we want to see is like the moment she becomes NXT Women's Champion. I feel like that's gonna be like a monumental moment because this crowd really likes her. You're literally growing up with her and seeing her develop from a
Yes.
kid to a young woman. So kudos to her. I think her and JC Jane is going to be a wonderful feud when we get to it. So yeah, I like the progression of it, all of it, solid to me.
What's so cool to me too, to your point about Thea Hale, is like that hard work has to happen behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm,
And the fact that they're able to tell it on screen makes it feel so genuine, right? We always talk about the old cliche, like the best wrestling feels real. This feels like the real evolution of Thea Hale,
yeah,
right? Like it does. And that to me is like the best part about it. Bobby Petito added that it was great to see Jasmine Nix debut on NXT. She has all the potential in the ring. I
yeah, for
agree.
sure,
A
for
heck
sure.
of an athlete. She can go. But to me, this is where Thea Hale needed her flowers. Coach 23 added WWE/NXT's future of the women's division is really promising. There's no
It's
doubt about
it's
that,
it's
my
a it's
Yes.
a
friend.
it's a pipeline, brother. They are like it's something that they have a specific eye for, and it's working out. Like I see the vision that they're going with now, and you look, man. As much as
Yeah.
people want to give credit to, a young lady named Bianca Belair deserves way more praise than she gets in professional wrestling
Oh
because
my.
she in WWE women's wrestling standards is the standard.
Yep.
She is the most influential women's wrestler that is going to be for this next wave of women. The Tiffany Strattons, the um
Your
Jada
Thea
Parkers,
Hills, your Jada
Thea
Parkers, your
Hills, like
Lash
Ye-
Legends, Jakara
Lash
Jacksons, all of
Legend.
them.
They're gonna
if you're
same
gonna
mode
talk
as that.
bad about Bianca Belair, like watch a different show.
For
It's
real,
like
bro.
what like
Like
I shouldn't
if
say
you're
that,
talking
but like genuinely, right? Like
no, you're not wrong. Talking bad about Bianca Belair means you need to look at yourself and remember because I couldn't think of any reasons why anybody would want to talk bad about that woman.
what? Yeah, like there's not one.
Bro, I'm telling you, we gotta give flowers while they're still here because w- Bianca in these last 3 4 years has laid the blueprint of what WWE wants to do within how they want to build these next up and coming stars. That even goes with men too, bro. Like this is a
No
girl
doubt.
who has no wrestling background, put into the PC, built her up like her and Big E, man. Those are the two examples of people like in recent day. But I gotta give Bianca her flowers on that. She is leaving a mark on this women's division. You're seeing it all on NXT. Her fingerprints on it without us knowing it.
No question. And to your point, so Driz, I gotta ask you too before we move on, subjects wise. We got, I mean, Thea Hale and Jasmine, the future of the women's division, all of this good stuff that we saw tonight. Do you see Thea Hale ditching Chase U, ditching JC Jane, ditching any of that stuff? What's the direction? Is there a way we can work her on to potentially that stand and deliver card mania weekend?
This year, no. It's already a packed
Yeah,
card. I don't think NXT likes to let their matches breathe. But do me a favor. I want you to hit Anthony Manzano's comment right about
I
the
got you right now.
you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And
Uh, he's. I understand she's a baby face, but there's a way. Is there a way you guys want to adjust her character so she can be taken seriously? Because sometimes that over whatever that word is can't take
exuberance,
exuberant. I
over
have
exuberance.
I have never seen that word before. Okay.
It's actually misspelled, but that's neither here nor there.
I don't want to change her character. The whole reason she's going through the storyline with JC Jane is to take her serious, to take her out of that. Oh, she's a spunky young kid. Y'all don't see the change that she's now. She's not Chase U's biggest fan anymore. She's a grown ass woman. She has stepped up. She's owned herself. She's now the perfect combination and somebody that you want to take more serious. The difference between when she had that match with Tiffany Stratton and now, she understands everything. It's like before it was like when a kid's first getting their driver's license, they don't understand all the rules of the road right away. Now she's been driving for a while. She knows the roads. She's able to go the distance, go long trips, long road trips by herself and everything. This is what they built with her in this storyline with JC Jane. And although it's not gonna end as Stand and Deliver, the NXT after, you're definitely getting that match. You're definitely gonna get JC Jane versus Thea Hale, and it is gonna be one of those. It's gonna be a huge pop moment because you've been on this ride with her where she's been bullied. She then makes the friend, and then the friend now turns and starts bullying her.
Yes.
It's a beautiful story, an original story that is very hard to get nowadays in NXT in wrestling. This is her growing. This is her growing and moving closer to the world title.
I could not agree more. Could not agree anymore. And also, I do want to mention I was not great at school, especially mathematically, but one thing I was great at was grammar and English. And over exuberant is a hyphenated word that is not spelled as one word. And not only that, over exuberance in the past tense, grammatically incorrect. I'm just saying. While we're hot, while we're up. Monster shout out, Manzano, though. You're the man. I do appreciate the comment. I'm sorry. I had to grammar police it, though. When Driz was like, I've never seen that. I'm like, I know what he meant, but.
Yeah.
Look, Kurt Angle was geeky when he stated, seeing what he said a little bit with Roxanne Perez.
Sure. It'll blend in at some
That's Coach
point.
23. I love
Give,
that.
give it time, man. Give it time.
I mean, but Thea's original character when she came in was a freshman like a freshman when they first get to college. Now she's gone through some stuff. She's a senior now.
She is. She's ready to graduate. And
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that means the main roster. I think that means the next level in her career, kind of as you laid out right there, right?
Yep.
Like dominating
Yeah.
NXT until it's time. Cause like just let it cook in the oven.
Yeah, it's a thing.
She's
And
so
because she's so young, time is on her side, and she's already really good.
she
She's
keeps
only gonna get better.
proving it over and over and over. She's been entertaining in the promos and stuff, but then in the ring, like what she did tonight to me was so impressive.
Yeah.
Like taking the lead there, like, and it's not like a match that you would sit back and go like, oh, this was the match of the night or anything like that.
Nah,
not
but it's
about
still
that.
it's not easy. So man.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, I am so. By the way, he said my dyslexia got the bit. I am so sorry, Anthony. I was not in any way trying to make fun of any of that grammatically.
Yeah.
By the way, like
It's just jokes, bro. We apologize on
I
that.
flunked every math class I ever took, and all love from here, my friend.
Makes you feel better. Clark don't know how to read the
Yeah, I can barely read. There's no question about it. AJ, Coach 23 added, to an extent, AJ Lee and Mickey James, girls with high energy. And then, well, Steve Saeed
Big Seif
with
was good, boy.
Steve with Shadi.
Dog, my dog.
Oh, yes. Irregardless of that, that's the best. It's the word, non-word, irregardless. He's got the
Yeah.
best of all time. I love irregardless. That's one of my all-time faves. Great call there. Let's talk about Dragunov though. Ilya Dragunov, that is. And Stacks.
We're doing up gang signs tonight.
No.
Stacks.
Like
Dragunov
Stacks.
Dragunov broke his fingers. He can't do that.
Stacks.
Yo,
Yeah,
Dragunov has got to be the toughest man walking. That man's had his fingers snapped one way and then proceeded to chop his fingers back into the other way. Like, ow! Like, how do you do that and not be like, yo, stop? No, I'm too much of. I can't take pain like that. If that was me, I'm definitely like, yo, ref, whatever we got to do, time out, tap like Jimmy be doing time out. No, no, let's get this over with. No, I'll lay down here, but no, like
yeah,
doing a backhand chop to get your finger back in place is crazy work.
Yeah, it's like when you pop your shoulder back in. He's trying to do that with his fingers.
he chopped his hand. He had a broken finger, and then he chopped it into place. He
Yeah, man.
weaponized his injured finger. I mean, like,
And
that
and what's and what,
am
what
I
what's
the only one that
what's
saw
the
that
what's
one?
the
Like,
what's the backstage correspondent's name? Kelly
Kelly
Kincaid.
Kincaid, yeah.
Kincaid. Yeah, she
And
she couldn't she couldn't open that envelope for him after he won that match and had his fingers dislocated in
she watched that
17
man
different
struggle.
spots. She's
She
like, I can't do it. I'm holding the
she,
mic.
she ain't no friend. She ain't no
Yeah,
friend.
yeah.
yeah, I
But
don't know.
solid bout overall. I think Stacks probably the best I've seen Stacks in ring wise. Right. I think he did good today. I mean, that's the thing, man. Ilya is like just so good at this wrestling thing. Like he could have a good match with anybody. Like me and him could probably tear it down. Meltzer won't give me 5, but it'll be 5 in my heart. So yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so our friend Anthony Manzano also asked us, do you guys think Kurt Angle would come back to maybe become a mouthpiece for a stable or on NXT or a mouthpiece for the Creed
Mm.
brothers on the main
Nah,
roster?
nah.
I think Kurt Angle's enjoying life right now, man. I think
Yeah, I
he's
think.
done a
He's
lot with pro wrestling and his body is just in a lot of pain, bro.
yeah.
I think he needs to enjoy life, man. I
He
think
spent he spent the better part of like 10 or 20 years on the road. He's got little kids now. I think he just wants to enjoy being a dad. I seen a TikTok of him earlier. His kid was coming off the bus with a milk carton. He met her at the door with 2 milk cartons. They're having fun. You can't like these are the moments you really need as a father. Kurt's not coming back.
no, if you want to make a faction, like with Chad Gable, I feel like, I know it's cliche because he's like mini Kurt Angle, right? But like, if you want to get a more serious Chad Gable, aligning him with the Creeds and making them like a new force of a Alpha Academy could be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it would be
Um,
Serious
really
Alpha
cool
Academy.
if it was.
Serious.
I think if it was in the cards, but like we've all kind of Coach 23 even echoes the sentiment. Like I think Kurt said he's really done with wrestling right now. WWE tried him with Riddle and Alpha Academy and he said no. But like that you never know. Anything can happen, but I do have to read maybe one of the best comment strings here, right here, which is Bobby Petito with I would just give Ilya Dragunov my lunch money instead of wrestling against him in the ring. And then Coach 23 added, you and me both,
you both,
Bobby.
Bobby.
And Bobby agrees once again. But yeah, no, I think lunch money wise, it's all
Oh my God, y'all
I am
funny in the comments,
I'm
bro.
100% with you on the Dragunov one there.
Nah, I ain't
There's
afraid. You ain't getting my lunch money, Ilya. Set it up, bro.
no, I
Set
don't
it
know.
up.
I
I
will
don't
say
know.
Ilya is shorter than me, but I do still think he would probably whoop me. I'm just saying.
Y'all gotta be thinking about these things. This man had a broken hand and sat there and chopped it back into place. He has no regard for his own life. So imagine what he's gonna do to you.
I know
Definitely
I'm messing
depends
around.
on
I'm
the
messing around.
setting.
I'm
If we
messing
had to
around.
do boxing gloves, I'd probably still lose, but it's not.
You got a better chance. You got a way better chance.
I do have a chance if we're boxing. Grappling wise, I think you'd probably get me pretty good. Um,
Yeah.
those elbows from the top, that's scary. Like the
Screw yeah.
I'm like, yeah, nah, I don't
like
want that.
that has stitches written all over it.
Yeah, I don't want CTE. So
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
hard
no,
pass.
that's I just yeah, no, hard, definitely a hard pass. And speaking of weirdly hard passes,
Oh
and I'm
God,
not trying to make a joke out of this in any way. I'm sorry,
we
that's
have
terrible.
to. We've
That
done it
was the
already
worst
enough
lead
throughout
in I
our
could
entire
ever do
career.
because this was bizarre. We watched this segment pretty intensely. Like this was I thought it was leading to something. Shad, Dryzzy, all three of us thought, when's the music hit? What's gonna happen? Did Rich Holland retire tonight?
Is
Like,
it really Christmas?
yeah, like
No,
what happened, Shad? Okay, the
I
man
don't
may,
even
may or may
celebrate the
not have picked
holiday.
those. The Rich Holiday. Okay,
Rich
I'm tossing
Holiday,
it to you.
yeah.
Jeez, is he
I'm.
retired or no?
I don't know if he's retired or just real tired. I'm not sure.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
but it was arguably one of the most awkward retirement segments because never in my life have I seen someone saying, I feel like I've become a detriment and I need to step away, and the crowd goes, "Woo! Get out of here,
Yeah,
buddy!" Because
yeah, that was wild. That was a
that
wild one.
crowd is insane. Oh man, I don't know what this is going to lead to. I don't know if he is truly done. I don't think that's the case. I think there is going to be some type of swerve to it with him maybe coming back as heel, maybe him having some sort of a redemption story. I'm not entirely sure, but I can't lie to you. It's intriguing in a sense because it's something that came out of left field and I'm invested to see what happens. But I don't know. It's like a weird roller coaster of emotions of the, perception of what Ridge Holland is. And the blurred lines is not been beneficial to him. I don't think he's gained anything through the storylines. We started the storyline with him, you know, being injuring people and him possibly injuring Ilya for real, but it wasn't really an injury. Like, I don't even know if they know what the story is leading into it. And it's one of those wait and see situations. If he is retired, that is unfortunate. I don't think it is a case in all actuality where it's always, it's I don't want to see someone not have a job or not wrestle because of perception because he ain't technically do anything. Like it's part of sports like football. You get hurt, injuries are part of the game, right? So,
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see. I don't think he's gonna retire, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. Yeah.
You do have to give me a heads up in the future if you're gonna drop a really tired retired line like that.
Oh my bad, bro.
You
Is
got
he
me way too,
retired? Is he really
dude. I
tired?
literally I went water through the nose. Hey, guy, I needed a towel to help me through the situation.
What,
I
man?
missed the good half of your take because I was
Hold
addressing.
on, can I read a couple comments from the IG real quick?
Yes, please
Do
do.
Like
your
we
thing.
got
Do your thing.
121 Dano from the Born Leaders Wrestling Podcast saying, yes, he's finally gone. WWE doesn't need him.
I
Tink
gotta
Tink
chill.
22 underscore 54 saying really weird segment. Bro, like it's crazy. Like I don't like people celebrating
It's
someone leaving, but
not
the crowd
right.
I don't.
literally reacted. That was some wild stuff,
Dude, it
dog.
was nuts. Like the NXT crowd reacted Drizzy. That's what I'm like, Driz. Dude,
Like
like
people
they
are
cheered it.
laughing. Yeah, like seriously, that's what makes it. It's like I think that's what exactly what makes it weird is the fact that the crowd were like, yeah, like he just said he's leaving, y'all. Chill out. Like y'all gotta. All right, y'all. Y'all have to understand that these people go out there and willingly put their bodies through something that it'd be only described as a simulated car crash We have to have a little bit more empathy for them than for than just being upset at them because accidents happen. Yes, it is very unfortunate what happened to Big E, but it was an accident at the end of the day. Y'all cannot be sitting there cheering people. Like, he might really still be going through some type of traumatic PTSD over that. Like, we've got to be better about this. We got to be better human beings about this. We have to be.
We do, because it's brutal. Like, I mean, Bobby added, "What if he's just taking a break from wrestling?" And like, yeah, I mean,
Now I wish the best, like, no, all seriousness, I don't want that.
he's
Perception
in
is
a
a
tough
tough
spot.
thing, bro. Like, if people are actively telling you, like, you're this, that, and the third, we
Yeah,
don't need you, it can be like, it can be daunting. It can add a lot to the mental. So I do hope he's good and whatnot. I mean,
same.
hopefully the crowd reacting like that. They once they saw he was serious, they were more receptive and gave him a round of applause
Yeah.
at the end.
Not only
Yeah.
that,
But
we're talking about like a world class athlete, right? Like, he was a legit rugby player in his
yeah,
day, like legit. Like, he is a legit athlete, like guy that's willing to put in the work, willing to work hard behind the scenes, do all of that for us to train, and his entire reputation is dogged by the one botch. Like, ah
I mean
man, like,
they threw him in the water when he wasn't ready, man, and that's that on him. That is not on
Uh,
him at all.
it's not his fault in
I'm,
the least.
I made a comment while we were watching the whole thing happen. If
Yeah,
there is a top 10 list of wrestlers affected negatively by Vince McMahon, he's definitely one of them.
top five,
He was called, like, I think
easy.
he had all of maybe two matches, and one of them was a War Games match in NXT. And we're talking about even in Black and Gold NXT. He was called up right after that and just kind of paired with Sheamus. And you need more than a couple of matches to get acclimated when you haven't been wrestling all your life. Like
Absolutely.
Bianca, like when you get people like Roman, Bianca, anybody else who has come up through the system, you need more time to get acclimated to wrestling, not just
Yeah.
a couple of vignettes and a crowd spot where you catch Adam Cole and dump him over a top rope.
Yeah, to your point, Clark, I think people forget that too. Like,
Yeah,
he's not a wrestler first. He is like, and then to
An
Drizzy's point,
athlete.
he's an athlete. Like,
he's an athlete,
just because he's from the UK don't mean he's Walter or Dragunov or Pete
right?
Dunne, right? Like, we gotta get that. Y'all gotta get that, like, misconception out of your mind. Everybody's different. Like, not there's only one Walter or Gunther. There's only one Dragunov. There's only one Pete Dunne. He's different. He needs more time to cook, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, man.
A thousand, 1,000%. Let's talk about the main event of the evening, though. Let's talk about the tag team title match. Let's talk about the Wolf Dogs Alpha Academy. It's Alpha Academy, though. And this is where it's a little funky to me. We're right on the road to Mania season, and why is Tozawa in the corner for Otis and not Gable, uh, unless he's involved in this Gunther story?
Hmm.
And that's where I'm just as confused as anyone.
Hmm.
I love the match. I love the cut in half at the end. I love the chemistry between Corbin and Breaker.
Yeah.
I want them to redefine the tag team division on the main roster.
Oh yeah. I
Show everybody what's up.
remember who said that first, guys.
You did. You did. Drizzy, I got to ask you about this one, though, first. Then I'm tossing it to you, Shad, before we go home. But what, dude? I mean, what? They're not losing these titles anytime soon. It doesn't look like. Is the OC really gonna go over at Stand
Good,
and?
good brother, good brother. Yes, they are. I'm calling it now. Um, about this match, when we originally looked at the card and seen this was the main event, no knock on NXT, but we definitely laughed. We definitely laughed because we have been conditioned to not care about this form of Alpha Academy. Now, us looking at that match and the match that we actually got was two completely different animals. Tozawa held his own in that ring, and for the most part, the Wolf Dogs could not keep them down. There was such good chemistry between not only the Wolf Dogs, but between Otis and Tozawa, who have done a very good job being a formidable team. I can definitely say that if they were to somehow have won this match, they probably would be a very welcomed addition to that stand and deliver match. But once the Wolf Dogs were able to neutralize Otis, it was only a matter of time before they ended it. A very good match, a great showing by Otis and Tozawa. Otis definitely it's we get so lost in the fact of him being so entertaining and hilarious and charismatic that we forget he is a problem in the ring. Nobody like when he gets going and he's actually full fledged serious. It is so hard to stop that snowball going down that hill. Um, but like I said, they figured out how to stop neutralize Otis, and once you neutralize Otis, that is the key to victory. The Wolf Dogs, they I'm giving them until Stand and Deliver, and then I'm going to give it to the Good Brothers, who will win their triple threat match next week and win and Stand and Deliver to start the rebirth of the new NXT Tag Team Division. Let's get it.
I like it, by the way. The Good Brothers, the OC. It's a possibility.
Hmm.
Funky here at the end, and then the end of the show. Shad, your thoughts on the whole thing?
Oh man, I didn't mean to play your thing on the phone. Man, oh man, oh man. Where do I start from here, bro? I do think the OC will be victorious at Stand and Deliver. I think it's telling that Braun Breaker was given that nice vignette on SmackDown, and I think the focus for Braun Breaker to the future is being a single superstar on a main roster. Would I like to see him and Baron Corbin on the main roster as a tag team, potentially being tag team champs? Hell, why not even be in this, tag team ladder match at Mania? Yes, I stand by this word, bro. Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker this year, so far in 2024, is the best tag team in all of professional wrestling. They've given us quality title defenses numerous times. They have great chemistry. The aesthetic is there. I really enjoy them as a tag team, but I do think this is going to be the end of the road for them. Um, in regards to the match, the Alpha Academy is in such an odd place right now because Chad Gable looks to be in a case where they want to create him to be more of a serious character. What happens at Mania with the Sami Zayn and Gunther match, I don't know. Maybe Gable will be the one to dethrone Gunther. I'm not sure, but with Gable's character evolving and transcending, the other people behind him, the rest of the group takes a back seat. And that's kind of the tough case because I feel like WWE has never shown appreciation to what Akira Tozawa and Otis do as in-ring competitors. They kind of look at them as funny comedy acts when they're way more than that. They're entertaining, right? Our Truth is entertaining, but like just how just how entertaining Our Truth is, you can kind of put them in a serious storyline like how they are with Awesome Truth and be a viable competitor for a title. It seems like those two don't get that opportunity as much, and it's not fair. They had a great showing tonight. Poor Akira Tozawa looked like when you close your laptop at the end of the week, ready to go home. Uh, like a lawn chair. But it was a
Yo,
solid bout, man. Otis is a guy for his size, nimble, athletic as can be. I mean, you were saying that he's a legit grappler. And
so good.
I want to see something with them evolving if they are going to be a tag team. Miss Maxine Dupree, a wonderful character too. Like there's something that needs to be done. And I'll be real with you, I wouldn't mind seeing them on NXT because they do have the same comedy aspect that works in NXT, and NXT could use vets and star power. And I think Maxine could benefit being in this women's division because she never got an opportunity to develop as a wrestler.
I uh, thank you so much for breaking that down too, because I could not agree more. And I'll also even add, dude, Otis is, the way I could put this is, uh, given the current roster based on, what's gone down, basically Otis is the only guy on the whole roster that could handle Bobby Lashley. And he could. That one in a shoot grappling match.
That'd be nice.
That'd be
Yeah,
nasty.
yeah.
That would be nasty. There's like only one guy. Now, I mean, we're on the road to WrestleMania. We're on the road to Stand and Deliver. It's off the air.
Before we head out, can we give our fans a special announcement for next week?
Oh, wait a minute. Not only can we, Sean, how about you?
Man, oh
Deliver.
man, oh man, oh man. All right, y'all know
Stand
us.
and deliver. Sorry.
At us on off the air about the next level of competitors. Shout outs to the sponsors. But we had an opportunity a couple months ago to interview a wonderful superstar, a person that a lot of our fans have become fans of, Mr. Amazing. Mr. Amazing has a girlfriend who is also an incredible independent wrestler as well. Miss Taylor Brooks will be a guest next week on Off the Air. We are going to get to interview her a little bit. She's going to give us her predictions for Stand and Deliver, break down the episode with us. So y'all be on the tune for it, man. Next week is Mania weekend, road to WrestleMania weekend, and we coming in with a little bit of treat for y'all. So show love to Miss Taylor Brooks. She's gonna do a thing, and yeah, we hype for it.
Yeah, we need
Locked in.
we need sound effects. I need to talk to Ben about this. Damn it.
Yeah, we totally need a soundboard. I'm working on it. I'm over here working production, trying to host,
I'm just gonna rob chaos to take his.
camera cutting. By the way, Bobby Petito wished us a happy Easter.
Thank you, brother.
We got Taylor Brooks on the way, though, next week, as Shad said. Thank you, everyone that tuned in every Tuesday night. Where else would you rather hang out than with us three? Dryzzy, Shad, Clark. Like, what? Why not? Wrestling Republic. Watch all our stuff. Take it to the table.
All of it.
Go hit like. Check out everything on Twitter. Dryzzy killing it over on Twitter every single day.
Yes,
Shad killing it on Twitter every single day. We've got, I mean, like, where do we stop? Soul Sessions, the All Real Wrestling Podcast. Take it to the table. I can't say take it to the table as many times as you can. Go back and watch the old ones. They're as fun.
Yeah, man. And look at all of it on Next Level.
Daily broadcast. And then more importantly, check it out on Next Level. Thank you so much. Seriously, everyone that tuned in, stay locked. We'll be back. I'll give the times. Okay, you know what? Forget it. I'll give the times. We're looking at 1 o'clock Pacific tomorrow because of the weird time change.
Yeah.
So that's 4 o'clock in the East. That makes that 3 o'clock Central, which is 2 in the mountains.
Yeah.
And that's 8 in Hawaii. It's 8 a.m. in Hawaii. Everyone have a great day. Talk to everyone soon.
Peace.
That's my bad, by the way. Coach 23, Manila, I need to get the clock dialed. That's my fault, man. We really are going off the air now, though. I mean, the whole show's off the air, but we're about to go off the air. Thank you.
Y'all
Have
be
a good
easy,
one.
man. Deuces.